My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekar classes. And this is lecture number 30. In this lecture, we will try to understand price to sales ratio. Formula for price to sales ratio is market capitalization by total revenue. The price to sales ratio is a financial metric used to evaluate a company's valuation. It compares a company's market capitalization to its total revenue. It is useful for assessing companies with little to no earnings. Why P by S ratio is important? The price to sales ratio is important because it helps investors to evaluate company's valuation relative to its revenue. First one is it is a value indicator. How P by S ratio is, why it is value indicator? A lower P by S ratio may indicate a stock is undervalued, while higher P by S ratio may suggest it is overvalued. It is useful for unprofitable companies. Unlike P by E, that is price to earnings ratio, which requires earnings, the P by S ratio is useful for companies that are not yet profitable but still generating revenue. Less susceptible to accounting manipulations. Sales figures are harder to manipulate than earnings, making P by S, that is price to sales, a more reliable metric in some cases. It is industry comparisons, helps compare companies in the same industry, particularly in sectors like technology or startups where profits may not yet be strong. Growth potential indicator. A higher P by S ratio may be justified if a company has strong revenue growth potential, signaling investors' confidence in future expansion. P by S ratio formula breakdown. Let me say what is market capitalization? Stock price into number of outstanding shares. What is total revenue? Company sales revenue. How can I interpret this? High P by, I can say market, let me assume market capitalization is $100 million and total revenue is $25 million. What is P by S ratio? $100 million by $25 million, isn't it? High P by S ratio means what? Investors expect higher future growth. Low P by S ratio means what? Could indicate undervaluation or business struggles. Here your let me say this is company A for which your P by S ratio is 4. In similar manner, let me take another company B. What is this? Let me assume this is $150 million. Market capitalization, total revenue is $75. And what is P by S ratio? Let me say this is 2.0. What is the interpretation? Company A has higher P by S ratio, suggesting investors expect higher future growth, isn't it? How can I say industry comparisons? Different industries have different average P by S ratios. Tech companies often having P by S ratio due to growth potential. What the use actually, if you observe P by S ratio for retail and manufacturing companies typically have lower P by S ratio. Yes. For example, tech companies often have higher P by S ratio. These tech companies often have higher P by S ratio due to growth potential. Retail and manufacturing companies typically have lower P by S ratio. For that matter, you can check Apple P by S ratio, Tesla P by S ratio, Walmart P by S ratio, like that. Pros and cons of P by S. As we are saying, it is less susceptible to accounting manipulations. We discussed all these things. Just go through this lecture, and I can say P by S ratio is useful valuation metric, especially for early stage companies. It should be used in conjunction with other financial metrics. Always compare within the same industry for meaningful insights. Thank you very much.